Hi everybody, my name is Shannon. Welcome to my channel, Another Yarn. Thank you so much for joining me today. I greatly appreciate it. Oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh. I did something today. We know. It probably involves yarn. What? Me involving yarn? Of course it involves yarn. I don't need it. I don't need it. I was watching, I don't know who I was watching. I would get credit if I knew. I think Charmed Granny. I think it was Charmed Granny. That put out a video saying that, hey guys, just a heads up, this is what I heard about my local Dollar Tree. And my local to me Dollar Tree has just recently started carrying the small balls of Premier yarn, the Premier Basics, some of the Chanel, the that teddy bear yarn that I made one of my teddy bears with. They're just recently starting to carry that. Previously, we just didn't have any of this one. I'd have to go, if we were around and happened to be somewhere where there was another Dollar Tree, and I would jump in. I wouldn't go there directly for that, but, you know, it's kind of like me going to Michael's. You know, if I'm going to a store around it, I might go into it, but I don't directly go for just that. So she commented that these big, huge balls of Red Heart yarn were going to be there for $5, and not until at least the 2nd of September. And of course, I forgot, you know. I'd forgotten all about it, and I'm scrolling through Facebook today and everything, and I'm like, oh, somebody, and then I tried to find the post again. You know how that goes, Facebook and everything. Somebody had on like a conveyor belt, it's here, guys, it's here. I'm so excited. I tried to go back to that, because then I immediately went to Dollar Tree, right? Immediately went to the Dollar Tree's website just to see if mine would have it. And of course, nothing was listed, and I went back to the Facebook trying to find, and you know, like I said, you know how that goes. Most of my Facebook, if you were not aware, is ads. Right, I don't have a bunch of other stuff. Mine is all yarn ads and things along that line. So, and I'm part of different groups that deal with yarn, go figure. So I have no idea what group it was. I don't know, but it was these big, huge balls of yarn for $5. So I said to hubby, I'm like, I want to go. And he looks at me like I have a third eye. Because if you hadn't noticed, I've got a lot of yarn around here, and big balls of yarn do not stow well at all, right? These little small ones, those little 100-gram balls of, you know, it's 3.5 ounces, but the 100-gram balls and hanks of yarn, you can squeeze a lot of those in one of these cubes, any one of these cubes, right? A lot. But you get a big ball of yarn, you don't hide that. You don't hide that well. You just don't. And my husband, being the biggest enabler ever, said, sure, honey, let's go. Let's go to Dollar Tree. And I said, I don't know if our store has it because it's not listed on their websites. I don't know if our store's going to have it. I don't know any of that stuff, but okay. So we went, it had it. It's $5. Oh, did you know Dollar Tree had raised all their prices too? They're like $1.50, and then they've got $3 things. I bought some crackers for $3.75. I mean, it's not, it's like a Dollar General now. It's not the Dollar Tree anymore. Let's put it that way. That, you know, that's how it is anyway. But they did have it, and I got my paper bag from my Dollar Tree. There's my advertisement. I went to Dollar Tree, and I got some yarn. I did. All right, so I'll set that down so we don't have all the paper crinklies. Look at this. I picked this one up first. This is classic value, classic Red Heart yarns by Red Spread. Holy cow, too excited for words. This is by Yarnspirations. It is Red Heart yarn. It is called Classic One Value. So this is 1 pound, 16 ounces. It's 867 yards, 100% acrylic. It is a number 4 medium weight yarn, and this is the off-white color. And I had this in my hand. I'm like, we're going to get this. And hubby's like, really? That's all you're going to get? We drove here, and it's all you're going to get is a Rachel color. For those that are new here, Rachel is my daughter, and she likes the neutrals. She's my girly girl, right? But my only daughter. But she likes the creams and the beige and the neutral. And then there's mom. There's mom. I don't know where she came from. She looks just like me and my husband. I can tell you that right now. But I don't get it. She's got blonde hair, but that's the difference, right? You know, I'm like, all the kids had blonde hair when they came out. Well, when they got hair, they were all bald, but when they got hair, it turned blonde. And then as they got older, you know how that changes. So anyway, I got this pretty, and I did good because I just got one. I know, you know, and you see what I mean. This is a 1 pound ball, and that's big, and that's going to take up, if you think about it, look at that. That would take up quite a bit of space in a cube, right? So hiding those things is not easy. Now, of course, I don't have to hide it from my husband who drove, right? I can drive, but he likes to chauffeur me, and I like to let him. And I got this color. Okay, and this is the papaya color. It's the same specs. It's 1 pound acrylic in that papaya. It's not, it's an orangish, right? You know, it's orange, but it's not like true orange. It's the papaya orange, right? There you go. So do I know what I'm going to make? No, not at all. Do I have to have plants for my yarn? Not at all. Although I've been making a lot of blankets, and I'm kind of like, ooh, I could do a nice blanket with that stuff, right? And then the third color, look at that green. I could do a great blanket with these 3 colors. I got one of each color that they had at my particular place of the Yarnspirations Red Heart Classic one. And I think these are the, and what color is this? I think these are the only 3 colors that they had. When I got that glimpse of the other post, I wish I would have stayed on it a little longer just to see the colors that they had. I did see the yellow and the beige, but just to see what they had, if they made any comments. You know, Facebook, right? I actually want to see a post. No, you can't see that. That's how that works. This is green pea. So I have the beige off white, the papaya, and the green pea. Look at that. Look. How pretty. That would be a nice blanket, wouldn't it? I'm going to keep it in the plastic until I decide to use it because, you know, these are bigger balls. And, you know, I want to getting all dusty while we're waiting, but that's beautiful, and I like that. So I got those 3, and then they did have 4 skeins of the 1 pound plus Premier Just yarn. And you know, we don't have Joann available anymore to just go in and pick up a skein of white or a skein of black or something, just to, you know, the big basics like this on a whim. So they had it. They haven't had it in quite some time. I own currently 2 of these before this, right? I had 2 previously, and I'm using this yarn right now, different skein, but I am using this in my Alice in Wonderland blanket, the worsted weight one. Remember, I got a worsted weight one and I got a DK one. Yeah, I got to go beyond that big square. But anyway, that's another day. So on this, I do have that. The black and white that I'm using in my blanket are the Premier Just 1 pound, and the rest of my blanket is the Big Twist Value, all the different colors. But you know, having a good black, you need black once in a while. You just do. I know a lot of people don't like to use black for whole projects. I'm not using black for a whole project, but it's a good one to have. It's the staples to have some, and that's why I bought them. Previously was the black and white, and that's what I'm using, and that's why I was like, okay, I'm picking this up today. So here's my score that I spent, like 21 and change is what it was with tax. I don't remember the exact change for these 4 big things of yarn. And the pound plus, I think, is 17 ounces. So, you know, I have 4 pounds of yarn. I just got 4 pounds of yarn for $20. It just, yeah. Oh, this is just 1 pound. It's 16 ounces. So all 4 of them are 16 ounces. The difference on these, if you notice, the yardage for the Premier Just 1 pound is 982 yards for the 16 ounces, 100% acrylic. And these, so that is a difference. So these are a little thicker. They don't look like they are, but this is 867 yards for that same 16 ounces. So if you were going, you know, putting them both together, you should run out of the colored yarn before the black. That's what I'm saying on that one. What's the yardage on that one again? Yeah, 982 yards versus 867. So there you go. Less than 100 yard difference, but there is a difference. And you know, when you're making your project, that can be huge. That was my stuff. I didn't know if anyone else thought about it, saw all of that stuff, decided to go. They also had the smaller balls. Do I have any smaller balls up here? I don't know. Nope, they're somewhere else. The 50 gram balls of the Premier yarn, they did have those. They have that teddy bear yarn. Do I have a teddy bear over here? Nope, I just have little bears. I don't know where that pink one went. I did make a pink teddy bear out of that fuzzier. Oh, I did. Here. This is one of the pink the teddy yarns that Premier had, and my store does have a few of these, not in the pink, but they do have a few of this one. I don't know the teddy bear is right now. Who knows? I got into that little kick right there where I made 6 teddy bears in a row. I get that way. I get that way. I mean, it's a good thing, because otherwise I'd never have all the socks done that I have, and I wouldn't have all the other things that I've done that I have. I get little kicks and I have fun, and then I move on. and then I get another little kick and I have fun, and then I move on, and that's a blast. And this, to me, I have too many blankets going at the moment, but these three colors to me scream blanket. They absolutely scream blanket. And if you're right now one of the people that is making the blankets and sending them to Camp Eustis for the Boggy Creek Blanket Brigade, those go to Nancy from She's Got Yarn Too. They are open to receiving blankets currently. So it is, they have a window so she doesn't end up with literally like thousands of blankets in her house waiting for the delivery date. But that delivery is open at the moment. And I think that you could come up with a massively fun blanket for kids for donation. And what is it? It's 35 to 40 inches wide and 40 to 50 inches long. And if you're making a square, you've got to have a 40-inch square. Those are the parameters. And acrylic, washable, right? No animal fibers because sick kids. But they are doing blankets now. And if you have things going or you're like, I can't afford all the yarn, I get it. And if you have an opportunity to go to your dollar store and they have this yarn, you can make some gorgeous stuff, $15. Just stunning. Just put these three together, same weight, same everything else. You want to get fancy, throw some black in there, right? And note that they're for the kids, so do some crazy pattern, do some crazy something, because it's for the kids and you can do that. And you know, there you go. But that's a deal. That is a screaming deal. Just wanted to pop that out there and just kind of say that there was such a surprise that my particular store is carrying that. You can go to Dollar Tree online and you can look if yours normally has like a crafting department or anything along that line, and kind of before you do the drive, or to see which ones do have that, because they have all their little departments. And I found out today they have like a mailing flyer, you know, an ad flyer, which is crazy to me, but okay. They said they're going more towards Dollar General with multiple different prices. It's no longer Dollar Tree. Remember, it first started out as $1, $1.25. Now they're $1.50 and up. Okay, now it's $1.50 and up. And then they have sales. They had some of the summer stuff, you know, the beach toys. They had that at $1.25. But everything is crazy prices or different prices. So if you can get this big 1 pound skein of worsted weight, good, hard-working yarn. We know it is. We know what it is. We know what it feels like. We know what it is. If you can get that for $5, put it to some good use, man. I'm telling you, put it to some good use. So I had to share. I mean, isn't that what I do? Yes, yes, it is. My whole thing is I find pretty and I share. That is pretty much my motto. It really, really is. Whether you buy something or you don't, I don't get a commission. I don't have affiliated links. I don't think Dollar Tree does affiliated links, but we know Red Heart yarn. We know the classic yarns. We know that type of stuff, and it's a good yarn. So go for it. And the Premier. We know the Premier is a good yarn. And if you follow different content creators like Jennifer from Cinnamon Stitches, she has links to Premier. So if you ever want to order from them, find a content creator that does have a link and click their link. It helps them out immensely. They do get a small percent, not from you, but from the company. It does help them out immensely. But she just endorses Premier hugely, absolutely. Loves their lines, loves the yarns that they put out, things like that. I'm working with it, like I said, with Alice in Wonderland blanket. I find there's to me it feels like a difference in size from the Big Twist Value yarn. I think the Premier yarn feels plumper. It feels like a thicker yarn. It's still working all well together beautifully, but it does have a different feel to it. But then again, I do think that the worsted weight on the Big Twist Value is semi-thinner, if that makes sense. So that would be the case. But play around, enjoy your yarn, enjoy your colors. And I had to figure out where I'm going to hide this. And I don't have to hide it for my husband or anything, but you know, just kind of like, where am I going to stack this away? Because do we see this? That's a full bag. That's just the 4 1-pound things. This is what I mean. It doesn't hide. And this is worsted weight yarn. So everyone who gets into bulky weight, this is kind of a normal size for your bulky weight, which is confusing to me. Because how do you amass a huge collection? I've amassed a huge collection over the years. I could not do that if I got into the bigger yarns. I think that was my downfall. I think that my downfall and my blessing, I'm not really sure, is I think that's why I like the smaller yarns. There's a lot of reasons, but I think that's part of it. Man, I'm telling you what, you can stash those away. Yes, this is a 100-pound ball of sock yarn. This is the coveted brand new opal sock yarn that Michelle from Michelle Plays Hooky sent to me for my birthday, and my husband still covets. He's like, oh, you mean my new orange toe socks? Did we not make him some? Did we not? Look, see this is Blood of My Enemies that I made for our anniversary. Did he not just get a pair of toe socks this year? I mean, come on, you know. And then he keeps like, this is my new ones, it'll be great. I mean, he's not wrong, they're beautiful and it would make gorgeous toe socks, but not his turn. You know, I mean, but I got sidetracked. What was I meaning to say? This is 100 grams, 3.5 ounces. These can stash away. Do we see this? Okay, you can squish some, right? You know, see, got some squishing. This, that's not squishing. That is the size that it is. It will not squish down. You can't just put 3 or 4 of those, you know, look at that. I can squish that one and put, you know, 2 or 3 together and just make it happen in one of these bins. This you can't. There is no, you cannot do that. And this you can't. This you can squish in like little pockets and stuff. This has to have its space. This has to have its dedicated space. You know, so ladies, if you do have to hide your yarn and you have somebody in your household that says you already have enough, you're on your own. I don't know, because under your bed's probably already full, right? You know, at least it comes in a plastic bag already, but under your bed's probably already full. So I don't know what you guys do. I don't. I can stash stuff like this all day long, but that, I can put this in my purse. I'm just saying, right? But that, no, you're on your own. I don't know where you hide that. And then this, like, that's huge. Where do you hide this? Now I know where there's problems. Anyway, well, I have talked enough about that, and I am having so much fun with all of my stuff. And you know, it's so much easier to buy yarn than it is to work it out faster. Oh, I did mention, my Dollar Tree is next to a Michaels. All right. And I'm like, hey, let's go into Michaels. And hubby's like, why? Because, you know, when's the last time you bought anything Michaels? And he's not wrong. He's not wrong. So we went into Michaels, and surprisingly, they have expanded one of their yarn aisles. You know, it was this big and they made it that big, right? They expanded it to double. It's not packed full yet, but they did expand it. And then they had some of the new yarns. They have the macchiato cakes, and some of them are gorgeous. And they had those smash cakes, the beautiful variegated. He wasn't as, those are the bright colors, kind of like my shirt, you know, all bright things together. Smash cake, I mean, it's like everything. It's like chaos in your eyeballs all put together. So of course my husband wasn't crazy about that, but the macchiato cakes, and there was an orange color, I forgot to get the name, there's an orange color cake, stunning. And of course it's a combination, it's a wool acrylic blend. I've never worked with it. It feels beautiful, it's very pretty. I'm like, I don't like the $12.99 a cake. I don't know why I have a hang up with that. And he's like, why? He looks at me and said, why? That seems pretty cheap to me. What's your problem? So pretty sure I didn't need any today because I just bought these 4 skeins before going in there. And he's like, what's your problem? I don't understand. It's beautiful. That'd make a beautiful blanket. Oh yeah, that's why. He's like, no. I don't need to make another beautiful blanket, right? You know, but he's not wrong. And I think that, you know, in the future, I will be buying some of the macchiato cakes. I hadn't before. It feels beautiful. It looks amazing. I love their new colors. Absolutely gorgeous. I didn't like the price because, you know, we all have hang-ups on different things and different prices for different places. And we know I'll buy yarn, so what's the problem? That's what his thing is. It's like, honey, you buy yarn of dollar place to local yarn store, right? To, you know, companies online. You buy yarn like that. So what's the problem with this? I don't know. I don't know. It's pretty. Then why are you hanging up today? Because I already bought four pounds of yarn. That's why. But in general, I think he's done a pretty good job of convincing me to get off my high horse, or whatever it is that is keeping me from purchasing the macchiato cakes and actually getting some. So I will end up getting some. They had their typical sale. Michaels, when they do have sales, it's typically buy one, get one for 50% off. So that is 25%. sale is what that is. And that puts it, you know, a little over $20 for the 2 skeins of yarn, right? The 2 cakes, a little over $20 for that. Forgot to check the yardage on it. And, you know, that's for the stuff that I've purchased and the stuff that I've got, and to be a wool acrylic blend, and I think it's got some decent yardage. I don't remember the yardage. It's not a bad deal. I don't know what it is about me with it, but it set me off. Probably because we had Joann as a alternative, and Joann was putting out a lot of fun specialty yarns. They had their basic Big Twist, they had their basic yarns, but they had a lot of other fun specialty yarns that they were putting out, and they were putting them out at massive bargain basement prices. So you could go in at $10, and I could quite a few times, which is why I have my Joann stash downstairs, and get multiple skeins of yarn. And then for Michaels to get their sale, you couldn't leave under $20. I think that was kind of part of it. I liked that little $10 hit I could get at Joann, but I couldn't do that at Michaels, and I think that's part of it. But we don't have Joann anymore, so there you have it. So I think Michaels in the future might get some of my money. We'll see. We will see. That's for another day to play on, to contemplate, to drool over. But right now, I have a lot of stuff that I have to get done, and they're all self-imposed things, right? Nobody's forced me. It's all self-imposed things that I'd like to get done before the end of the year. So we'll see. We'll see how far I get at all of my goals. Oh my gosh, we will see. With that, I'm going to go ahead and let you guys go. You guys have a great day, night, evening, whatever it happens to be. And I will talk to you again later. Bye-bye.